Before this story begins, remember one thing. If you ever step into an elevator and see a button labeled 0, do not press it. And if it lights up by itself, get out immediately. Subscribe now, because once you hear what happened next, you won't forget it. No one noticed the button at first. The building was old but not abandoned. 12 floors, concrete walls, flickering lights in the hallways. The kind of place where the air always smelled faintly of dust and rust. I had lived there for 3 months before I realized something was wrong with the elevator. It happened late. Around 1:40 a.m., I had stayed late at work and just wanted to sleep. I stepped into the elevator, pressed 7, and leaned against the wall as the doors closed. The hum of the motor started, then stopped. The lights dimmed, the panel flickered, and that's when I saw it. A button I had never noticed before. Below 1, beneath the lowest floor, there was a small, unmarked button labeled 0. Before I could react, it lit up. No one had pressed it. The elevator began moving downward. At first, I thought it was a malfunction, but the descent didn't feel normal. It was too smooth, too slow, and the floor numbers didn't change. The display stayed frozen on 1 while the elevator kept sinking. The air grew colder. The hum of the motor changed pitch, becoming deeper, almost like breathing. Then the elevator stopped. The doors didn't open. Instead, a voice came through the speaker. Not an announcement, not a warning, a whisper. Do not leave. The doors slid open anyway. What waited outside wasn't a floor. It was a hallway, long, narrow, and impossibly dark. The walls looked unfinished, like raw concrete, but they pulsed faintly, as if something beneath them was alive. Dim red lights lined the ceiling, flickering like dying stars. There were doors on both sides. Every door had a number, but none of them matched real apartment numbers. They were dates, birthdays, years. Some were scratched out, some were circled, some were bleeding rust down the wall like dried blood. Behind me, the elevator doors remained open. Ahead of me, something moved. I should have stayed inside. I know that now. But curiosity is dangerous when fear hasn't fully set in yet. I stepped out. The elevator doors closed instantly. The hallway lights brightened, and every door began knocking. Slowly, deliberately, in perfect unison, I ran. The hallway stretched longer the faster I moved. My footsteps echoed, but not normally. They echoed twice, as if something was running just behind me, perfectly matching my pace. I passed a door labeled with my full name. It was slightly open. Inside, I saw my apartment, my bed, my phone on the nightstand, and myself, asleep. The door slammed shut. The knocking stopped. The lights went out. A new voice spoke, not from the walls, but from inside my head. You were not supposed to see this yet. The floor beneath me dropped. I woke up in the elevator. The doors opened to the lobby. Morning sunlight poured in. Everything looked normal. But something was wrong. The button panel was different. The 0 button was gone. So was the 1. The elevator now started at 2. I moved out the next day. Weeks passed, then months. I tried to convince myself it was stress, hallucination, exhaustion, until last night. I was visiting a friend in a completely different building. New elevator, modern, bright lights. As the doors closed, I glanced at the panel. Below 1, a small, unmarked button lit up. 0. And this time, someone pressed it. The doors closed. The elevator began to descend. If you ever see an elevator stop at a floor that doesn't exist, if you ever hear knocking where no one should be living, remember this story. And subscribe, because some places aren't meant to be found, and some stories only end when someone else listens.